Yeah, that's it. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh, yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's it. I took my trip up to the north. Yeah, but that's it. I get my light right from the source. Yeah, yeah, that's it. What you doing? Where you at? Oh, you got plans? Don't say that. I'm sipping wine in a robe. I look too good to be alone. My house clean, my pool warm. Just shake. We should be dancing, romancing in the east wing and the west wing of this mansion. What's happening? I ain't playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you're trying to lay in these eyes, I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open, girl. Let you feel the way I feel, and you want me like I want you tonight, baby. Tell me that you're coming through. Oh, so sweet, so tight. I won't bite unless you like. If you smoke, I got the haze. And if you're hungry, girl, I got fillet. Oh, baby, don't keep me. There's so much love we could be making. I'm talking kissing, cuddling, rose petals in the bathtub. Girl is jumping, it's bubbling. I ain't playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you're trying to lay in these arms, I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open, girl. Let you feel the way I feel, and you want me like I want you tonight, baby. Tell me that you're coming through. La la la, la 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 la. La la la, la 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 la. La la la, la 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 la. love me like I want you tonight, baby. Tell me that you're coming through. Oh, tell me, baby, oh, oh, hey, I'm waiting and I'm hoping that you feel the way I feel. Oh, tell me. Can I call you baby? Can you be my friend? Can you be my lover up until the very end? Let me show you love, no more pretend. Stick by my side even when the world is giving in. Oh, don't you worry, I'll be there whenever you want. I need somebody who can love me in my worst. No, I'm not perfect, but I hope you see my worth. Cause it's only you, nobody knew I put you first. And for you, girl, that's where I do the worst. Mm, 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 If you stay forever, let me hold your hand. I can feel those places in your heart, no one else can. Let me show you love, no pretend. I'll be right here, baby, you know, sink or swim. Oh, don't you worry, I'll be there whenever you want. I need somebody who can love me in my worst. No, I'm not perfect, but I hope you see my worth. 'Cause it's only you, nobody knew I put you first. And for you, girl, that's where I do the worst. Mm, 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 mm. Yes, we make love and always just say goodnight. And we could sure I do love it, but I need your lips on mine. Can you kiss me now? Be so young, girl, we ain't got nothing to lose. Oh, oh, it's just kissing you, baby, only 'cause it like you and me.
Attention to all participants. Please change your username based on the format in the chat box. Please make sure your internet reception is at its best and make yourself comfortable during the talk show. At the end of the talk show, there will be a question and answer session. To those who have further inquiries, you may state your question in the comment section provided with your full name and in your institution. The program will begin shortly. All participants are reminded to fill out the attendance form provided. Your cooperation is much appreciated. Thank you.
We ain't got nothing to lose. It's just baby, hold me, 'cause I like the way you move. Oh no, hold on, girl, you magic. I can do something for you. Ooh, la, 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 girl, you magic. I can do something for you. Ooh, la, 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 say give me a buck with the Gucci stuff. Push the limit cause you be good enough. All of them say that you're lost without me. All of them say that I touched the county. Nothing with you feel like jail, girl. I can't even exhale, girl. You see like holy grail, you know that. You gon' make me need bail, you know that. Got to be with your friend, you ain't even have that light on your, you know that. Got me a bag for the brick, you know that. Control the slow pace, I know that. All this ass for real. Drama make you feel fantasy and wave feels all I can give. Kiss me now, we so young, girl, we ain't got nothing to lose. Oh, oh, it's just baby, hold me, 'cause I like the way you move. Oh no, hold on, girl, you're magic. I can do something for love. Ooh, la, 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 girl, you're magic. I can do something for love. Ooh, la, 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 I can't lie. I can tell you're jaded, baby. Wipe your eyes. Don't let him see that he got the best of you. Girl, I'll take the rest of you. Yeah. I got a question for you. Is it worth it? Real love, do you think you deserve it? Come on, go find your purpose. Say, get you a man that's solid. Personally, I'll do more than support your dreams, baby. Get you on me. It's time to bust up. Fix your credit, girl, get at it, get your bag up. Hit that gym and get back fine. Gon' get the degree, go girl, focus on me. Unlock potential that you didn't know you had in you. Let him know now. Oh, girl, it's time to mix it up and get your groove. Girl, I know that you gon' get it. You got so much. Don't let nobody tell you that it's over. I want you to know that, girl, you got it. You got it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You got it. You got it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you my little baby. I'm gonna make it known. Let that boy hate, girl. What is he gonna do? Get back your honor. It's cool, I know you stay down. Girl, fuck that drama. If it ain't about the money bound, you know you the shit. I don't even gotta say it. I know you gon' win, shawty. You just gotta play it. Girl, I gon' let you know you got it. Every chance that I get, don't you doubt it. No, I'm not perfect, but I promise I'm worth it, girl. You know you deserve it. Stop playing. It's time to boss up. Fix your credit, girl. Get at it, get your bag up. Hit that gym and get back fine. Don't get the degree, go girl. Focus on me. Unlock potential that you didn't know you had in you. Girl, it's time to mix it up and get your groove. Girl, I know that you gon' get it. You got so much. Don't let nobody tell you that it's over. I want you to know that, girl, you got it. You got it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You got it. You got it. Oh yeah. Yeah, you my little baby. I'm gonna make it known. Let that boy hate, girl. What is he gonna do? Oh, girl, it's time to mix it up and get your groove. Girl, I know that you gon' get it. You got so much. Don't let nobody tell you that it's over. I want you to know that, God, you got it. Just forget what I did. I was bad, but now I'm right here. I'm right here. Don't forget the past when we live in love. I could say I never did think about you in that way, but I would be lying. And I pretend I'm happy for you when you find some dude to take home. But I won't deny that in the midst of the crowds and the shapes in the clouds, I don't see nobody but you. In my rose-tinted dreams, wrinkles silk on my cheeks, I don't see nobody but you. Boy, you got me hooked onto something. Who say that they saw us? Come and tell me. Do you feel the love? Spend the summer or a lifetime with me. Let me take you to the place that your dreams told me. Do you feel the love? I could say I never understood those blue eyes inside my head, but that's far from the truth. Don't know what's come over me. It seems like yesterday when I said we'll be friends forever. Constellations of stars, mules on city walls. I don't see nobody but you. You're my vice, you're my muse, you're a 19th floor view. I don't see nobody but you. Boy, you got me hooked onto something. Who could say that they saw us? Come and tell me. Do you feel the love? Spend the summer or a lifetime with me. Let me take you to the place that your dreams told me. Do you feel the love? Boy, you got me hooked onto something. Who could say that they saw us? Come and tell me. Do you feel the love? Spend the summer or a lifetime with me. Let me take you to the place that your dreams told me. Do you feel the love? 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 Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to beat you, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my bestest. And nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Mm-hmm. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 and love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved. Love, 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 love. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings to everyone. The Honorable Dr. Fitri Amelia, Head of
Ada
Chemistry.
announcement.
I'm sorry. Attention to all participants. Please change your username based on the format in the chat box. Please make sure your internet reception is at its best and make yourself comfortable during the talk show. At the end of the talk show, there will be a question and answer session. To those who have further inquiries, you may state your question in the comment section provided with your full name and your institution. The program will begin shortly. All participants are reminded to fill out the attendance form provided. Your cooperation is much appreciated. Thank you.
The sky is yours, so please don't. There's no need here to complicate, cause our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. I'm yours. One, two, three. It's amazing how you speak right to my heart. Without saying a word, you can light up the dark. Try as I may, I could never explain what I hear when you don't say a thing. The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. The touch of your hand says you'll catch me if ever I fall. Yeah, yeah. You say it best when you say nothing at all. All day long I can hear people talking out loud. But when you hold me near, you can drown out the crowd. Oh. Try as they may, they could never define what's being said between your heart and mine. The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. The touch of your hand says you'll catch me if ever I fall. Yeah, you say it best when you say nothing at all. Yeah, yeah. Oh, the smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. The touch of your hand says you'll catch me if ever I fall. Oh, you say it best when you say nothing at all. touch of your hand lets me know that you need me, girl. Lets me know that you need me, girl. Claps of thunder and bolts of lightning. Wind comes howling through. Sometimes love is just a kite streak, a heart-shaped tattoo. Holding on can't be so frightening.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings to everyone. The Honorable Dr. Fitri Amelia, Head of Chemistry Department, Faculty of Mathematics and Science Education, Universitas Negeri Padang, the Honorable Dr. Deski Beri, Chemistry Lecturer, Universitas Negeri Padang, the Honorable Dr. Muhammad Ibrahim bin Damanhuri and Dr. Nurul Saidah binti Abdul Rahim, Advisors of Science Student Association, Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris, the respectable Professor Technologist Dr. Ismail Zainul, Professor of Chemistry Department, Faculty of Science and Mathematics, Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris, the respectable Dr. Guspatni, Department of Chemistry, Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science, Universitas Negeri Padang, our beloved Khairun Nurul Husna binti Abu Zarin, Program Director, Southeast Asia University Collaboration, UPSI, UNP, Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris, our beloved Abra Suryadi Putra, Program Director, Southeast Asia University Collaboration, UPSI, UNP, Universitas Negeri Padang, our beloved Science Student Association, Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris, Chemistry Student Association, Universitas Negeri Padang, lecturers from Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris and Universitas Negeri Padang line up for Southeast Asia University Collaboration, UPSI, UNP committee members as well as students from Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris and Universitas Negeri Padang. First and foremost, let us all praise the Lord for giving us the chance to participate in today's program. For your information, Southeast Asia University Collaboration, UPSI UNP, is an intellectual, international discourse talk show bringing lecturers from 2 universities in Southeast Asia as the guest panelists. Dear participants, to bless to this program, let us begin with the recitation of opening prayer by Muhammad Yusuf bin Arifin.
الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم إنك خلاق العظيم، إنك سميع عليم، إنك غفور رحيم، إنك رب العرش العظيم. We would like to list gratitude for our meeting today. Make us your servant. Always be grateful for your sustenance and your gift. We rely to art the everything. O Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, we assemble today to make a ceremony, Southeast Asia University Collaboration, SEAUC, UNP, UPSI. Then you simplify this council so that it goes smoothly. We want to gain as much knowledge as we can, expand our potential to be your servant who you like it most. Bestow knowledge to us, light our heart with your guidance. Rely to art the God of hearer. Bana alaika tawakkalna wa ilaika anabna wa ilaikal masir. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azaban nar. Wa sallallahu khairu khalqihi Muhammadin sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin, Amin, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you for the opening prayer recitation. To all participants, please get ready to sing a song. Malaysia National Anthem, Negaraku. Indonesia National Anthem, Indonesia Raya. Dear participants, before we proceed with the main event, I would like to first introduce today's moderator, Muhammad Isa bin Musliman. And now, I would like to hand over the stage to our moderator. Isa, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you to our MC today. Okay, MC, did my voice is clear?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, Assalamualaikum and good morning to all participants. I want to say thank you at the first to finding time and visiting today's talk session. So, my name is Muhammad Isa bin Musliman. I am from UPSI, University Pendidikan Sultan Idris, and I will be your moderator for this session. Okay, our topic today is media research. Before we start, let me explain how you all can talk to us during the talk show. If you have any question during the presentation, just write them at the chat box. So, the first slot, okay, this talk show will be divided into two slots. So the first slot will be handled by Dr. Gus Patni from UNP, and the second slot will be handled by Professor Technologist is Dr. Ismail Zainul from UPSI. So we will have a short break during a presentation and a Q&A session, question and answer session at the end of each slot to answer your question. So basically in this talk show, all of you are feel free to use your mother tongue language. So in a Q&A session, you can open your mic, the audience can open your mic and ngomong pakai bahasa Indonesia juga bisa, uh, cakap pakai bahasa Malaysia pun boleh, and use fully English also can, okay? So, before we start, let me share a little bit about our amazing panelists today. So, okay, I read about biography of Dr. Gus Patni first. Okay, Dr. Gus Patni is a lecturer in the Department of Chemistry, Universitas Negeri Padang. She has been working there for about 12 years teaching chemistry educational courses. She is interested on the study of media and representation in chemistry learning. With colleges and students, she has been doing research on the development of instructional media to help and assess students in learning. Okay, Dr. Goswami is also involved in society services to school where she helps teachers develop media for effective learning. And Dr. Goswami has published articles in local and international index journal. Okay, for Dr. Goswami, I can call along the talk show Bu Patni bisa ya?
Halo, Isha.
Okay, 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 kedengaran Bu.
Yes.
Okay,
Can you hear my voice?
okay, okay, yes, I can hear your voice. Okay, thank you, Bu Patni. So the next
You're welcome.
biography for our next panelist is biography of Professor Technology Dr. Ismail Zainur. So Professor Technologist Dr. Ismail Zainur received his PhD from University of Manchester Institute of Science and Technology, Manchester, United Kingdom in 2001, and he was a senior researcher at SIRIM, which is Sirim Berhad, which is Standard and Industrial Research Institute of Malaysia, for about 15 years before joining Chemistry Department, University Pendidikan Sultan Idris, UPSI. His main research interests are polymer composite and biomaterials. Currently, he explored the usage of fish scale in biomaterial application with collagen as wound dressing and hydroxyapatite as filler in biocomposite. With over 20 years experience, Professor Technologist Dr. Ismail has been recognized for his outstanding contribution in polymer composite material as well as biomaterial in various applications. Okay, nowadays, he has contributed more than 60 papers in peer-reviewed journal, more than 20 papers in conference, some chapters in books, 4 patents, and referees for 20 journals paper. He also successfully graduated 8 PhD students and 6 Master in Science students, and 1 PhD and 2 Master in Science are still working towards completion. His leadership is reflected through the election as President of Malaysian Biomaterial Society (MBS) and appointed as Mohi Grant Evaluator. Professor Technology Dr. Ismail Zainal's research has been widely recognized nationally and internationally. That's what's amazing. Among of them, he is the recipient of 3 prestigious awards from UPSI, namely Staff Excellence Award for the year 2013, 2014, and 2015 for achievement in product commercialization and research grant. His research has won 15 gold awards in various exhibitions at national and international level, such as WIPO Award 2012, International Intellectual Property Award 2012, Menteri Besar Perak Award 2013, Grand Prize from Romania 2013, Anugerah Malam Citra Inovasi KPT 2013, and Malaysian Innovative Product Awards 2015. The biggest achievement in his career was the winner of overall award, which is Grand Award, Best Award, and Gold Award in Pencipta 2015 for his innovation in free-scale hydroxy apatite in water filter application. So 2 of his research products has been successfully commercialized, such as collagen extraction technology from free-scale and application of natural hydroxyapatite for water filter application. So yeah, good morning, Prof.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, thank you. So my respective audience participants, so this will be the indicator that our panelist today is a very, very extraordinary person. So I hope that all of you will lend me your ear and pay attention to what our panelists try to share today. Okay. Everything in this world is based on our basic or concept in our life. So the basic will lead to the success. Okay, if we 100% master in the basic or the concept, we can easily apply anything and anytime. So many of us cannot master at field or a sector because we haven't mastered our concept of knowledge yet. In the other way, a good concept, a basic concept will give us the alternative pathway to understand any kind of advanced knowledge. Besides, to do a research, we also need to understand the concept first. Okay, so without the basis concept, we might be in trouble or not, or did we need to improving our understanding about a concept contribute to a more successful research? We'll find out the answer during this talk section. Okay, so don't worry, all of your questions will be answered by both of our panels. So the first I will give to Dr. Gus Patni. So please welcome our first panel, Bu Patni. Okay, Bu, dipersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everybody. First, I'd like to thank Isa for having me today. Greeting to Professor Dr. Ismail bin Zainul. How are you, Professor?
Hi, good morning.
Nice
Assalamualaikum,
to
Guspa.
meet you.
Ibu
Yes,
Guspa.
I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to share knowledge with students from UNP and from UPSI Malaysia. Thanks for having me, Isa and friends.
Okay, Bu.
Okay, do you want me to share my presentation, or
Yes, yes, Bu.
uh,
Yes.
I think I'm going with the workshop flow. I think I can answer any questions given by the
Oh,
audience.
okay.
Okay.
Wait for a second.
I think
Okay.
your introduction was very good, Isa, talking about how important to understand the concept before doing research. That's
Yes, yes,
very
Bu.
interesting,
Yes.
and that's very correct.
So, Bu Pani, currently we know that there are difficulties in understanding concept in chemistry learning. Therefore, the media is used as a way to help in understanding. So, can each concept in chemistry be presented in the form of multiple chemical representation?
All right. Before answering your questions, I'd like you to see my presentation about the multiple representation in chemistry. Let me share the screen first. So, I'm sorry. So, Isa and friends, yeah, students from UPSI and students from UNP. As you know, uh, can you see my slide now?
Yes, Bu.
Can
I can
you?
see it.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, as you know, chemistry students, yeah, chemistry lecturers, and even chemistry teachers deal, of course, with chemistry. Chemistry, right? Chemistry is a branch of science. I'm sorry, where is it? Okay, chemistry is a branch of science, of course, that deal with matter. Yeah, everything in this world that occupies space and has volume. So sometimes chemistry is difficult for for several students, and sometimes it may be easy for certain students. I'm sorry, I'm gonna turn off my screen first. I'm sorry, I want to find my presentation. Okay, students. So chemistry deals with everything in this world, matters in general. Yeah. So the discussion about chemistry is about the matter itself, the structure, the composition, and the change, and energy accompanying the change. Yeah. So we talk, for example, we talk about the composition of a compound, yeah, or the structure of a compound. So sometimes it is in something that we can see and observe, and most of the time chemistry involves something that we cannot see with our eyes, we cannot directly measure in the laboratory. So we need to model it with a model. We call it representation. So that's why the term chemistry multiple representation appeared back then in 1970s. Okay, uh, when we talk about the crystal or the structure of a compound or element or even a mixture, we cannot see it. So because why? Because the size is very small. It is about Armstrong in size. So we can call it that the matter that we discuss is in abstract level. right? And because it is abstract, it is difficult for students to understand it. Yeah, that's why we need a model to visualize it. So in chemistry, we have actually different modes of visual or different modes of representation in learning or teaching or communicating it. For you as a student, you need the representation as well to understand the concept. For teachers or lecturers, they also need representation to teach the concept to the students. And even for the researchers, when they are done with the research, they communicate it with other researchers in article published in journal, and it is more effective if they involve or they put the representation about what they found uh, on this on their research with the uh, multiple representation. Okay. So I think multiple representations is very important. Yeah, it may be difficult sometimes if you integrate all the multiple representation at once, but if you accompany the representation with the written explanation, for example, it will be more easy for you, for me, for others to understand the chemistry. Okay. Do I answer the question?
Okay, Bu. So that's mean that in chemistry explanation, it's not just we know the theory, but we need to know how it's work. So that's why we use any kind of alternative, some like book partner said we need to use the model to let our imagination works well. Is it correct?
Yes, we need, in chemistry, we have three levels of representation. We call it first macroscopic level, representation that we can observe. For example, if you go to the lab, you can measure the pH of a solution. You can see the color of solution. You can measure the melting point of a compound, for example. That's where you use macroscopic representation. Yeah. In particular level, if you want to know the structure of, for example, sodium chloride crystal, you cannot see it directly. Yeah, you need very sophisticated instrument to use it. But in general, we use model to represent how the Na plus ion and the Cl minus ions are arranged in the crystal. So we model it with a ball sphere, yeah, for the Na plus and the Cl minus as well. And then we arrange them accordingly to the exact crystal of the NaCl. And then the other level is called symbolic level. To communicate it effectively, instead of saying sodium chloride, yeah, with the letters SODIUM, we chemists, lecturers, teachers, and students, use letter, for to stand the sodium chloride. So sodium chloride is written with the N capital, uppercase N, lowercase a, uppercase C, and lowercase L. Yeah. If we want to say it that NaCl is in the solid state, we include the S in parentheses after the NaCl letter. So we have the three levels, and it will be very good if we include and interconnect the three level of representation when we talk about chemistry.
Okay, thank you, Bopani, for the question. So we need to understand that is a three level of representation in chemistry. So each of that have their own way on how to understand the basic knowledge. So the next question is, how do we implement model line media so that it can be carried out effectively during this pandemic?
Okay, all right. So this multiple representation in chemistry, are often displayed in a media which is based on technology. Yeah, you can actually display the three levels of representation in a printed out media. For example, a paper, printed out worksheet, printed out module, but it will be more effective if you deliver all those representation in a technology-based media. When I talk about technology-based media, it means that the technology is not used to design the representation, but also is used to deliver it. What I mean is, in chemistry, the submicroscopic level can be displayed in a printed out visual. But sometimes concept that involves a process or needs a change that involves change, yeah, needs to be represented in a process. In a process. If you want to use it or to display it in printed out media, you will need several pages to display all the process. But in a technology-based media, you can display all the process, all the change in the process at once. That's why technology-based media is very important. And during this pandemic, students, college students, senior high school students access their learning material online, right? They access it from home, and it is in accordance to the need of technology-based media to represent to display our multiple representation. So when the teachers want to teach chemistry during this pandemic using LMS, either Google Classroom, Moodle, or others, they don't. They are not only asked to teach it verbally, but use media to show or to explain what they are talking. Yeah, when you only listen to the verbal explanation, it will be very difficult for you to understand it, right? But when the explanation, the verbal explanation, is accompanied by the visuals, static visual and also dynamic visual, your understanding on the concept will be much more comprehensive. So it is very important that you include model line media in your teaching during this pandemic for lecturer and even for you, for students. You cannot only read the textbooks, but you need to see and to learn the concept from the media. Okay, either static, or I mean both static and dynamic media. All right. Do I answer your question?
Yes, books. So basically, during pandemic, most of us will use technology-based media because it can involve the all thing that we include in implement model line media, right?
All right. Yes. You cannot put animation in the printed out media, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
Yeah. You cannot put video in your printed out media. But in your technology-based media, media delivered with the technology, you can insert the link for students to access the media, or even you can integrate it with your media itself. Yeah, like here in UNP, we have the students develop e-module. Yeah, e-module is a kind of media that includes verbal explanation, visual, I mean picture, photograph, videos, and animation in one package. Okay, so
Okay, but so actually, this technology-based media is very, very interesting because nowadays all of us spend more time use a gadget. So this technology-based media is easily to reach to all of us. So maybe it can help all of us to keep study, keep refresh our learning in something, right?
all right. That's correct. Yeah, technology-based media is easy. Yeah, as long as you have internet package at the first time, and as long as you have gadget, of course, right, to access the media. You can repeat learning the content in the media uh, anytime you
Uh,
want.
yes, maybe we can make a revision anytime,
Yes,
anytime. Yes.
yes.
Okay, Bu. So this talk show be more interested. So the next question is, how much influence does the representation of personal practice have on the science concept taught by the school to students?
Sorry. Okay. So at school, people that teach chemistry is of course are of course teachers, right? Teachers. So 21st century teachers, yeah, do not only teach chemistry verbally, right? They teach chemistry with media. Yeah. What they should include in the media, yeah, for chemistry are of course the multiple representation of the concept in chemistry, right? So the need of representations is very clear, yeah. So as I said earlier, chemistry involves abstract concept. You cannot explain. For example, you when you want to talk about atom, you cannot say that atom is like a ball, yeah, containing a subatomic particle, yeah. And then you say that in the nucleus of the atom, there are neutrons and protons, yeah. If you teach chemistry like that without displaying the look of the atoms with the media, it will be very difficult for your students. Your students may have different understanding on the look of the atom. Yeah, I'll give you an easy example. Yeah, indeed, if you want to talk about or you teach about more difficult concept, yeah, it is very important that you teach it with media. You use multiple representation because, for example, let's talk about water. Yeah, water, you can get water. Yeah, you can see water. When you don't include the explanation about water to your students, yeah, and you don't display it to your students may have different understanding. What is the water? Yeah. For example, water, according to one students, may be very clear, crystal clear. Water, according to the other students, may be like water that they drink. Yeah, they add something to the water. Yeah, they may have different understanding to the concept of water. Or maybe when we talk about gold, yeah, when we talk about the gold, some students may think about gold that they wear, yeah, on their fingers. Some students may think about the bar of the gold, yeah, the pure gold, yeah. Some students may think about a gold alloy of gold with the silver, yeah. They may have different understanding, but when you use macroscopic of gold, yeah, you display the picture of gold. This is the gold that we are talking about, and this is the look of the atom, yeah. The arrangement of the gold atom, yeah. They have crystal, yeah, metallic crystal like this. The atoms are not distributed all around, yeah, scatteredly, but the atoms are structured in a crystal and in an ordered structure. Yeah, when you talk about this, you need to display the look of the atoms. Yeah, we call it in uh, submicroscopic level. Yeah, to communicate it effectively, you use the word A, uppercase A, and U, lowercase u, to say that it is gold. And when you want to say it is in a solid state, you add the S in parentheses after the AU letters. So what I mean is to prevent misconception, yeah, obtained by students during learning, yeah, you need to use the multiple representation. Yeah, for you as well, yeah, when you want to learn about chemistry, yeah, you need to read the verbal explanation. You need to see, and or if you cannot find it in the textbook, you need to find it from the internet or from other sources, yeah. The look of the compound, for example, yeah, when you want to learn about certain compounds or certain mixture, I don't know, you need to look the existence of those compounds. You need to look you need to find the look of the compound, the melting point of the compound, the color of the compound, and you need to find to know the causes of, for example, the high melting point of ionic compound. Why is ionic compound having a very high melting point? You need to know the explanation by looking the submicroscopic representation along with the explanation. Do I answer your question?
Okay, yes, both. So the multiple representation is very, very important
Right.
during this pandemic. So we cannot do like a face to face. So for the mastercopy, we cannot do that. So we need to see that. So that's why we need to display that process to students. So let student understand, and let student more imagine how the process happens. Is it correct, Bo?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, but so the next question is there any evidence of the effectiveness of using CAM or CAMSES molecular workbench multimedia technology in a chemistry lesson for junior high school students?
For junior high school students, okay. I am doubt about this because junior high school students do not learn chemistry yet. I don't know in Malaysia, did they learn chemistry?
And no, it's not specifically. Maybe some of syllabus are relatable to the chemistry.
Okay, in Indonesia, chemistry may be taught in for junior high school students, but it is not in a single exact chemistry subject. The matter is integrated with other science like physics and biology. We call it IPA, yeah. But when you ask me about the use of ChemSense, case sketch, ChemDraw, and other application, the answer may depend on the availability of those programs at schools. When you say that it is very effective, we have to look the availability of those programs. For example, I ask you, please use this ChemSense in your learning, for your students, for you to guide your students to use this model to build the model of a molecule, for example, to make a simulation of a process for chemistry reaction, for example. You cannot ask me, you cannot force me to use it when you don't have the applications at schools. yeah those applications are not free. yeah
Yes, yes.
those are not free. Those applications are developed by certain agencies, certain institution, and of course they are not free. If you have enough funding, if you have enough resources to buy those applications, yes, of course you can buy it and you can use it. And based on the research, done by Cosma, Traeger, Russell, those applications are said to be effective in helping students build understanding, to help students see the multiple representation in chemistry, and later they will have a better understanding, and those activity help students to build correct mental model of the concept being studied.
Okay, thank you, Bopani. So actually, the application also help students to get more understanding or not?
Yes. So actually, this application can be used by teacher to make model and show it to their students. this application can also be used by the students. For example, the teacher asks students to build something. Yeah, for example, to show the structure of a compound, for example. Yeah, those applications are very sophisticated indeed. They have tools for students to choose a ball to represent an atom. Yeah, to use the stick to represent the bond between atoms. Yeah, to set the arrangement of the atoms within molecules, to set the angle, to set the bond length, and to animate it. So when your students are familiar enough with the tools, yeah, with the features of the programs, you can ask them to make something, yeah, with those application, yeah. And based by seeing the products, yeah, you can see whether your students understand your concept or not. Yes. So this application actually can be used as a learning tool. They can also be used as an assessment to assess your students' understanding.
Okay, good. So, for the conclusion, we can actually see the variation of by applying the technology-based media and the application in chemistry for sure.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Yes. Okay,
all
Bu.
right.
Is there anything you want to say?
Uh, how many minutes do I have left?
About 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Actually, I
Yeah.
want to show you the look of those programs. Yeah. Let me share the screen.
Yes, you can.
Are you seeing my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So this is the look of the ChemSense environment that contains sets of tools for you, for the users, your students, your lecturers, and even researchers, yeah, to use, yeah, to build a concept, yeah, to display example of concept, to display concept as well, yeah. These tools, yeah, on the left side, on the left bar, are tools for you to choose anything you like, yeah. And then you can build, for example, here the molecules, yeah. You can choose the ball to represent atom in the molecule, and then the bond length, yeah. And then this is option for you to display it. And then this is a molecular workbench, yeah. You can also choose different molecule to display. Yeah, you can see other characteristic of the molecules with this application or programs. And then this is called connected chemistry. This is very interesting. This is like a simulation of chemistry. For example, if you want to teach about buffer solution, you can set the starting point of the buffer solution. For example, how many molecules do you want to input first at the starting point? How many molecules of the acid? How many molecules of the conjugate base for the acids? And then you can see the change of pH by adding a few numbers of molecule of acid, and you can see the change of pH in this display down below. The display will be here, and then you can also the animation, yeah, the movement of the molecules, yeah, of the acid molecule, the conjugate base model, and then the added acid, yeah, acid that you add to this buffer, or base that you add to this buffer. And then you can see here what will react, yeah. When you add acid, what will react with the acid? Is it the acid of the buffer, or is it the conjugate base of the buffer? And you can see the equilibrium here. Yeah, this is only a picture. Yeah, I cannot see the simulation because I don't have the program. I'm sorry. So this is very interesting. If you show it to your students, yeah, I am sure, yeah, your students will see the process, yeah, of equilibrium, yeah, when you add acid to the buffer or you add a few amounts of base to the buffer. And even if you want to assess your students, you can actually use other features here and then ask your students to make a model, for example, yeah, or to animate it, yeah, and then you can collect, yeah, you can ask your students to hands on the product, yeah, the product of the animation that they use with the programs, and then you assess it, yeah, based on certain criteria. Of course, you know, as a teacher you have certain criteria to assess your students performance. Okay, so if you want to find more about this, you can actually visit, yeah, visit the website of each developer the of these programs. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Bu. So basically, all of the software, all of the applications do help all of the student and the researcher for sure to get more understanding about the concept first before jump into the research. Okay.
Okay, for you as a researcher as well, you also need to use this application to display the result of your research actually.
Okay, but before we go to the next slot, I want to ask the volunteer to the audience that maybe we can little bit talk with little bit discussion with the students. So, is there any volunteers from the audience? You can raise your hand so I can notify. Is there from UPSI, from UNP? Or let me call the name. Can I have Azi? Azi?
Yes, Isa. May I hear, may you repeat again your question?
Oh, I not I not asked a question yet. So Aziz, can you please introduce yourself to our panels, Dr. Gospatni?
Okay, good morning to our panelists today. My name is Nur Azmina, but you can call me Azi. And I am from UPSI and I am majoring in chemistry.
Okay, good morning, Azzy.
Good morning, Bu.
How are you?
Good, good. Alhamdulillah.
Thanks God. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, basically in UPSI, University of Dekat Straits, we would have time during the semester break untuk practicum, Bu. Bahasanya practicum. So maybe I want to ask Azi pengalamannya, experience-nya terhadap sepanjang practicum lah. So maybe Azi can share the experience to all of us, what you have learned or what you have seen to the student mostly, what how student can cope with the concept of the chemistry first or not. Okay, Azi.
Okay, thank you, Isa, for the question. For my experience, I have in the practicum, I only have 3 weeks to complete my practicum for the semester. So because of the pandemic, we cannot go to the school for face-to-face learning. So what I could do during the time is only using platform like Google Meet, like Zoom or Telegram or WhatsApp. So I when I observe all the students, because I haven't had the chance to teach, I only observe the students. So in my opinion, they have the enthusiasm they are very eager to learn, but they are having problems like internet with because in the area that I was going is more like a village, so it was very hard for them to join the class and interact with me or with the teacher when
Mm-mm.
they do not understand something.
Right.
And some of the um, problems that I had is that I do not have any uh, how can I say maybe macam games gitu kan, ataupun how to attract them to like the lesson. I do not have anything to attract them because I do not know what kind of applications that I can use, what kind of videos I can use. So maybe in the future, maybe I can research more about those kind of things.
All right.
Okay Bu, jadi untuk Aziz, more to connection problem like internet connection, sejaringan
Right.
kejaringannya. So what is the comment from Bu Pakni about student who have connection problem, internet
Okay. All
connection?
right. Thank you, Aziz and Isa. So internet connection is not only a problem for Malaysian but also for Indonesian actually. So we have many remote areas where students do not have enough or stable internet connection, and it is a common problem for teachers actually to reach the students, to give or to deliver the material to the students and even media for the students. But sometimes at the very first time of the semester, the schools ask students to go to the school, yeah, to get some learning resources. That's when you give the technology based media to your students. You don't need to always use the technology based media related to online learning using LMS, but you can actually other platform, I mean other approach to deliver or to give your lesson to your students. For example, you can use you can search for more, yeah, from the internet, yeah, or from the credible website where you can download the media. Yeah, here in UNP, the students, yeah, for their mini thesis, they develop e-module. They develop Android-based application, and they transfer it to the gadget of the students, yeah, to their smartphone or to their laptops, yeah. So when they are in their those application or those media are already in their gadgets or their laptops and handphones, they do not need internet connection anymore, and they do not need internet connection anymore, so they can learn from those media using their handphones or their laptops, yeah. So I think we call it offline technology based media, yeah. When you say about LMS, Google Meet, Google Classroom, Zoom, you are talking about online technology based media. You need internet connection to access, to go to their to those website, yeah. And for this Google Meet, for Zoom meeting, uh, they consume very huge amount of packet data, right? And it's very
Yes.
expensive. Yeah, so you can use offline technology-based media. Yeah, you know, media that can be accessed without internet connection.
Okay, terima kasih Bu. So Aziz, during your practicum, did the teacher in the school using any kind of technology or any kind of interactive media to attract student or not?
During my observation, we only use sometimes we use Google Meet, but most of the times we only use WhatsApp and Telegram, voice chat or voice call, because
Yes.
that is most preferable for them.
Okay, that's correct. Yeah, here we also use WhatsApp to make an instant communication with the students. Yeah, but you cannot display your teaching material through WhatsApp, right? You have to put, yeah, your media in a whole package. Yeah, you can use Google Classroom, yeah, to display your teaching materials in a sequence order, or you can put it in a package like a compact disc, yeah, or a software that can you deliver through Bluetooth or email, and your students only need to install it in your handphone. For your information, there are many websites out there, yeah, that are credible enough for you to access and to download and give it to your students. For example, Pet Colorado is a website uh, uh, made by University of Colorado back there in United States of America. They let us download the media, the interactive media. They give us access to download it, and it is free. You can download it and give it to your students. Yeah, it is attractive. It is interactive as well, and it is good, I think.
Okay, Bu. Thank you. So, Aziz, again, is there any kind of technology that you apply to your student or you observe?
Yes. When I was instructed to make a RPH or lesson plan, I tried using a platform like Quiz Online,
Right.
like Google Form, or any kind of applications like Kahoot, Quizzes,
Yes.
to entertain them more.
Yes.
So, what is the difference between that you can see between the like attendance of the students, how many students that attend your class using technology and without using technology?
Okay, without technology, we don't know whether the students are with us or not. We don't know whether they are ready for the class or not. But when there are a quiz online like that, uh, I can see that they are more involved in the class, and the attendance, I can say, because there are only around 9 students in the class and they all attended the class, Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so we can see that technology do help to attract students, not in
Yes,
terms
yes.
of uh, empower the concept, but also help the student to be more happy during the learning session. Is it correct, Bu Patni?
Yes, that's correct. That's how you can add animation. Yeah, you cannot add animation to the printed out media. You can add animation. You can insert video and audio. Yeah, to attract your students more. Yeah, and you give color, and it is not expensive. You don't need to print it out. Yeah, you give color, you give different and various image, yeah, as long as they are consistent with your what you are teaching. Yeah, and you can give interactivity with the technology. Yeah, you can give immediate feedback when your students choose. For example, you when you give questions and you provide the answer, the option for the answer, and then when they click on one option, you can give immediate feedback whether the answer is correct or not. And I think this immediate interactivity is even uh, better. Is even better. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Bu. Thank you, Aziz, for the response. So, Bu, before we go to the next slot, is there any conclusion that you can give to all of us? Maybe some advice to all of us, especially for student and a few research, uh, a future research, maybe. Okay.
All right, Isa and friends. So, when you want to learn chemistry, when you do research about chemistry, yeah, or when you teach chemistry, when you are teacher later, yeah, don't limit yourself with the verbal explanation in the textbooks. Yeah, you have to expand your knowledge, yeah, about those materials by looking the explanation in the particulate level, we call it submicroscopic level. You also need to see the facts, something that you can observe or measure. We call it macroscopic level. And you also need to understand the symbolic level, yeah, of how to communicate the chemistry, the process in chemistry in more efficient way. So what you can use is, of course, technology. You know, now with technology you can get access to many resources. Yeah, there are many resources out there in the internet. You can visit website, you can get free online ebook from the internet, you can see the video and animation from YouTube, for example. And then you can also take advantage of the technology. When you are a teacher, you can use the technology to deliver your material, not only to deliver the material, but to also control the learning progress of your students. You can give quiz, you can check their attendance with the Google form, you can give quiz and then see the scores of your students doing the quiz, for example. So technology is very beneficial for you to get learning materials, yeah, for you to even display your project or your result, yeah, and for you as a teacher to get uh, to get to deliver your material or to get to know your students' progress. So please take benefits of those things put in the internet, yeah, or in in other forms of technology product.
Okay, thank you so much, Bo, for the sharing. So what I can conclude based on the sharing of the book Pani is actually, please do not limit yourself with verbal information. We need to find extra information to our knowledge and how can we empower our concept about chemistry. So, Bu, before that, we need to say hi to our audience in Facebook Live. There is 213 audience that watching us today in FB Live. So, hi
Hi,
for
everybody.
audience in FB. Okay. So, Bu, thank you for the sharing. So, we can proceed to this next slot. So, Bu Pani, thank you so much for the sharing. So, I want to give the stage to Professor Technologist Dr. Ismail Zainal.
You're welcome, Isa. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, Bu.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, Waalaikumsalam. Okay, Prof, the stage is yours.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning.
Waalaikumsalam.
Terima kasih saudara Isa. Sangat efektif hari ini. And then rakan-rakan pensyarah, dosen-dosen from UNP, anak-anak from UNP, rakan-rakan pensyarah daripada UPSI, pelajar-pelajar UPSI dan juga rakan-rakan from industri kalau ada. Thank you very much and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih again to Ibu Gus Patni to give a brief introduction on the media and the role of media to explain the concept of chemistry. So it's very interesting, Ibu. So now I share a little bit about my research lah. Actually, this is a real using of media to explain my research. Actually, very specific. Application of one of the application of chemistry in the biomedical application. So I will use a slide to explain my research. Okay. Sekejap saya nak buka sikit. Boleh nampak Isa?
Boleh Prof.
Saya cuba nak transfer ni tak boleh. Okay. Okay. Saya tak boleh nak masuk saya punya sini. Okay. Oh, tak boleh. Sorry, tak boleh move saya punya slide ni sebab apa? Okay. Wait a minute. Sekejap ya, ada masalah sikit ya. Tak boleh move.
Maybe Prof can.
Itulah tak boleh move. Oh, sorry for technical problem. Actually, it's open, but you can't see my slide. I cannot play here.
Oh, I see.
Okay, I tak payah cuba shut down dulu. Okay, it's hiding there. Sorry, okay. Okay, boleh nampak
Boleh Prof.
Okay, boleh.
Yeah, sorry for technical problem. Okay, this is my topic that I'm going to share today. My name is Ismail Zainal from Chemistry Department, Faculty of Science and Mathematics, Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris. So basically, I'm teaching polymer science. Yeah. So the research, this is part of my research, developing a 3D porous scaffold for wound dressing application. So basically, let me tell you a little bit about biomaterials. Yeah. What is biomaterials in our daily life? Biomaterial is a substance that has been engineered to interact with biological system for medical purposes, either by therapeutic or we use that materials to treat or repair or replace tissue that malfunction in our body. Yeah, and this science actually is about 50 years old. Still new science actually. 50 years old is still new, and the study of biomaterial is called biomaterial science or biomaterials engineering. Yeah? So basically, in the short way to say that materials that used to repair our tissue, to repair our body. Even though we don't have a spare part, our body don't have spare part, we can have it from a donor, but the researcher still develop the materials to replace it. So that's what we call it, biomaterials. And this is an example of biomaterials current use in the
Prof.
Yes.
Sorry, maybe you can press the reading view down there. Okay, the slide already moving.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
I think use
okay.
this there. Use like this.
Okay.
Is it big enough? Is it clear?
Yes, clear.
All right. Okay. Now, this example of biomaterials commercially available. Yeah. It's ranging from a joint replacement, bone plate, hip joint, dental implant, okay, contact lenses, and the one that I'm going to talk today is a skin or skin repair devices. We call it wound dressing. So it's not alien to us. It's everywhere actually. It's even we're still young. For those that have problem with knee, so we have knee replacement. Kalau sakit kaki sangat-sangat kan, and the doctor we cannot repair, we cannot do anything, then the doctor will say, no, you need to replace your hip, hip joint. So then we have no choice because the painful, this discomfort, everything, then we need to change. Then that time we appreciate the biomaterials. Even if you replace the device or implant, it's not like a normal component or in our body. I mean that we cannot come back to a normal life, but still we at least it's not painful anymore lah. So kita tak sakit lagi lah. At least we can move, but not that active as before. So this biomaterial that used in the biomaterials for biomedical application, it ranging from artificial origin or artificially or synthetic, from ceramic, metals, polymer, composite. Polymer can be divided into biodegradable or biostable, non-biodegradable, and also there are many materials from natural origin. For example, like collagen, chitosan, chitin, elastin, and etc. So we have a wide range of material that can be used for biomedical application. So this is another example, details material with application. Then what are the criteria that the material that can be used in the biomedical application, and that's our concern. Not all materials can be used in the biomedical application. So the main criteria is biocompatibility. So biocompatible, maksudnya the material that we use is compatible to the body. Apa maksudnya? Maksudnya body not rejected that materials. So it's not cause inflammation. Kalau maksudnya kalau kita guna material tersebut, our body can make friend to the materials lah. So the body not rejected. Kalau body reject apa maksudnya? There will be inflammation, akan berlaku kebengkakan dan sebagainya lah. Maksudnya ada negative effect lah So if the material is compatible, means that our body dia lebih mesra ataupun can accept that materials. So that's what we call it biocompatible. So it can be a detail of biocompatible tu macam tuliskan di sini ya, acute systematic toxicity, hemolysis dan sebagainya lah. Okay, if you want to involve in this area, you need to know about all this. So, okay, in my topic, as I mentioned just now, wound dressing. So I more concentrate on the biggest organ in our body is skin. It's the largest organ in human is skin, with the area of about 2 meters square. So it should look like a little bit biology. As I forgot to mention that biomaterials is very unique area of technology. It involves chemistry, it involves doctor, medical doctor, biologists, it involves engineer, and technologies to come out with one product from to be used in the biomedical application. Okay, so this I will talk in this topic in the perspective of chemistry. So I touch even that I have to touch a little bit about biology. So you can see here that our skin consists of 3 layers, important layers. Is epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis. So why we need to know the structure? So we can we understand the structure of the skin, and then we can design a material that mimic to the skin. Okay, mimic to the skin, or artificial skin, we call it. So what is the function of the skin? So the function of the skin is to serving as a barrier which protect inner organ from microbial invasion and UV radiation, and regulate the temperature of the body. Basically, control from the invaded of the bacteria outside to inside, to control the temperature and also the UV radiation. So we can see here, if we loss due to some many reasons, for example from burning, if we lost epidermis layer, we call it first degree loss, okay, or if we lost up to the dermis layer, we call it second degree burn, in the burning process, in the loss due to the burning. So if we lost epidermis, we call it first degree burn. If we lost 2 layers, epidermis and dermis, we call it a second degree, and we lost everything from up to the subcutaneous layer before internal flesh. We call it a third degree burn. So if you lost, this is serious burning. So the doctor will remove everything from the dead cell, then the exposure of the wound too, yang we need to treat. Otherwise, that's why the burning victim die within hours because of the loss of water and everything. So this is our task, to develop the artificial skin, a mimic to the skin. So if we look at the type of wound, it's not only for burn victim. It can be from unexpected accident or surgical injury. That this one is quite easy to heal. It takes about 8 to 12 weeks to heal. And if there is a chronic wound, mainly for burn and ulcer, so it do not heal in the fixed time. It's very difficult to predict. It depends on the size of the wound. So wound tu apa? Luka lah, luka. Kalau for those yang tak ni, tak familiar. So to to develop a material that we can use as a wound dressing, we need to know the science behind the wound healing. So we know that the wound healing is complicated and continuous process, and it's affected by several factors, and depend on the surrounding and depend on the surrounding. Okay, wound healing process recruit 3 phases. First is inflammation, proliferation, and maturation. So I'm not going to detail about this. It take about 2-3 hours lecture to finish this one. So the most important is a wound dressing. Okay, so thousands of people have annually suffered from different kind of skin damage, such as burning or flames, accident, and boiling oil or water. So a dressing is selected based on the type, depth of location, and extent of the wound. The amount of discharge, infection, and wound adhesion is deep. So there are many wound dressing in the market. So this one actually is not ourselves to select which wound dressing is suitable. The doctor will select. Okay, so the doctor will know that this kind of wound, which wound dressing is suitable. So that's why we need the scientists, the engineers need to develop as much as possible pilihan, okay, for the doctor to choose which wound dressing is suitable for what wound, what type of wound. Basically, as we know that the traditional wound dressing kan is cotton bandage, gauze, yang kita guna masa dulu tu, kalau kita luka. Then, but this one create problem lah because of the cotton gauze semua tu, they cannot protect the wound. The wound become dry. So this will prevent the healing process. So in contrast, nowadays there are many polymers or materials that can be used for wound healing, such as film, foam, gel. So it's depend on the type of wound. So kalau kita lihat sini, there are many type of wound yang as I said just now, different wound have different type of dressing. So you can see here, this is like epithelializing a wound. They need a different dressing type, collared sheet, hydrocell sheet, simple permeable, and shear granulation wound. Different wound dressing require slope present, and also different wound dressing. So what I want to show here is that different wound have different wound dressing required for treatment. So I already so what is the what is the ideal wound dressing? So in order us to develop a wound dressing, we need to take care of this criteria. So the wound should be control the moisture, and also gas transmission is allowed the gas transmission, and stable, and then low adhesion to the skin. Is not stick to the skin, otherwise it's difficult to remove. Depend on the type of wound. If the wound is active wound, then we don't need to take it out. We just put it in and then leave it there, and the cell will grow with the materials. So then the most important is biocompatible. Is not toxic to the body, and also biodegradable. Is after some time it will degrade, remove by the actual skin. So the function of the wound dressing actually is can be a scaffold for wound to grow. Okay. So for me, this is the ideal wound dressing that I am going to develop. where I will develop a 2 layers wound dressing, which top layer solid layer, and the bottom is a porous layer. So this is a mimic to the actual skin, where the solid layer will prevent the bacterial invasion and also control the moisture. Whereas the porous layer will allow the cell from the skin to grow. Just imagine that if we have a wound, deep wound, so the cell don't have anything to grow. So what happens that if you don't have put anything, well, the wound will heal by itself, but it take longer time. And what happens that our body try to make it to make the wound back to small. So there will be a contraction. So the body try to reduce the size of the wound. Masa tu yang kita beri contraction tu. So if the wound heal itself, so we will have the place where we cannot move our hand, or if the wound is at the hand, we cannot the place that wound back tu, after the heal dia akan meninggalkan scar. Okay, scar tu yang dia akan not good lah. I mean the appearance not good. Also mechanically they cannot move because of the stretch of the cell tu will make it hard. Dia akan keras kat situ. So that's why we need something that will allow the cell to grow. Something itulah yang kita we want to use a materials to put, and then the material that comply to the biomedical application kan. Dia apa? Biocompatible dan sebagainya lah. Okay. Okay, what material that are we going to choose? I will choose 2 materials, which are chitosan, also collagen. So probably you may know collagen, but you seldom come up with chitosan. Collagen ni banyak dalam kosmetik lah. So many collagen in cosmetic. Chitosan ni not many heard about this. Chitosan. So actually chitosan so many application. So one of that is cosmetic, biomedical engineering. So actually banyak kegunaan chitosan. Chitosan daripada apa? Kita lihat sini. Daripada there is many sources of chitosan from mushroom, squid, from shrimp. Actually dia punya kulit tu, dia punya kulit dia tu yang digunakan, dan crab, and then lobster dan everything from shell dia tu. So digunakan untuk membuat chitosan lah. So chitosan actually is come from the chitin. So the shrimp shell tu actually is a chitin. We need to do a deacetylation process to remove acetylene group to become amide group, so become chitosan. So this is chitosan. See the acetylene group, kita remove dia, dapat daripada NH ethylene group menjadi NH2 di sini. So what is the properties of chitosan? The most important is a reactive amino acid, reactive amino group and hydroxy group lah in the chitosan, and it is a biocompatible and biodegradable. It's not toxic. And unfortunately, chitosan cannot dissolve in normal water. We need to use acid to dissolve chitosan. One of the acid that available to dissolve chitosan is acetic acid. So this is schematic diagram, chemical structure of the chitosan. When it dissolves in acid, so you can see here the amide group become protonized, it's positive charge. Okay, proton from the acid that attached to the NH2 become a positive charge. Yeah? So the surface of the ketosane is a positive charge in the solution. Yeah? So this we call it properties have been used as in the commercial product. We call it Hemcon patch ni. Dia macam is a film, a ketosane film being used as a hemostatic. Dia digunakan untuk stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding. So this Hemcon ni banyak digunakan in the military military punya area lah. Okay, if soldier get injured, so the bleeding, the blood come out from the injured area, so they will use this patch, macam plaster macam tu lah. Okay, that is made from ketosane. Because of the positive charge of the ketosane itu will stop the bleeding. Will stop the bleeding. Yeah. And another material that I'm going to use is collagen. It's been used in many applications in the biomedical area. So one of that is skin. One of the skin. So we know that collagen is actually from a triple helix from the smallest unit is amino acid. Amino acid in the form of triple helix. So that is a collagen. So back to my research. So I'm going to develop a 3D porous wound dressing. So actually this is an example where the doctor try to use this wound dressing or materials to cover the. Actually, when the patient got burning or injured, doctor will take the fresh skin from other part of our body. Okay, so we call it a skin graft. Skin graft. So doctor will take the fresh healthy skin from our body and cover the wound. So the problem is that if the wound is too deep, then it become problem because the cell cannot grow. Cannot grow easily because of the deep wound. So we need something to cover the whole lot of the whole hole, macam lubang besar sini kan. So if you just put a small layer or thin layer, because the doctor cannot take thick layer kan. If you take thick layer, then kita buat satu wound lain pula kat sini. So doctor just take a thin layer, kita punya skin tu, try to cover the big hole from wound ni. So that's why as a scientist, we need to develop something that to cover the whole wound ini. That's why we come up with a 3D scaffold to help the skin to grow it back to its original. So there is one commercial available wound dressing, this kind of wound dressing, or sometimes we call it skin regenerating template. So Integra, it's named Integra. Is made from silicon layer. The top layer is silicon layer, and the bottom one is from collagen. So this is commercial available. Why we? So people will ask why we develop a new one. Because of the collagen used to develop this kind of wound dressing is from animals. From animals, which is not preferable because of anything that from animals possibly will affected by prion. We call it prion. Then if we remember, 10 years back, something like that, kita ada penyakit kuku mulut binatang kan, and then this will create a concern, safety concern. Okay, so people try to avoid from using animal-based materials ni in the development of something like medical application lah. So that's why we try to use aquatic-based collagen to replace this animal-based collagen. So this is example of the how the skin region template works. So this is the day 0 for this is like burn victim. So the burning area or the dead cell itu will be removed by the doctor. So come up with this like this, the big area of wound. So we call it wound bed. So the materials that template SRT tu, skin region template tu, synthetic one will cover the whole lot, the whole of the wound itu. Okay, so this is the first phase of integration. Begins a minute. So the wound, the wound fluid invade the matrix and fibrin foster adherence to the wound bed. So once the letak sini, the body fluid will come inside the porous structure. This is porous structure beneath, and then top layer is a solid structure. So after day 7 to 14 kan, so we can see the fibroblasts or the sel darah, or this cell will grow to the scaffold. This is after the day 21, is a complete formation of neodermal. So ada complete formation, and day 21 the doctor will remove the top layer and replace with the skin. That's why dia nampak cantik, because one, the doctor remove the silicone layer and cover with the actual skin from our body. So nampak surface dia cantik. Okay. This is after everything lah, after 28 or 56 days. So the skin completely regenerated lah. Okay. Right, this is example of the military patient. Because of the wound, the arm dia dah teruk, hampir apa ni, musnah kan. So how to cover this wound? Kalau kita tak, if you don't treat this one, the patient will die. So we need to cover everything kan. So this patient use a dermal region template to cover, and we come heal. Of course, we cannot make a hand again. Okay, it's just like this. At least there's no bleeding, there's no infection, there's no wound anymore lah. Okay. So it's said that 96% patient tu successfully lah develop back the skin itu. Okay, as I mentioned just now, what's wrong with Integra? This is because animal based. This is a safety issue and a halal issue. So that's why we use aquatic based collagen. So collagen what we use in skin tissue engineering. Mammalian source collagen is positive of zoonosis and mammalian transmission disease. That's why we try to overcome this problem by using fish source of collagen. So my lab, we produce collagen from fish gill to in this application. And then ketosan is okay because of already from animal that are not mammals. So kita guna crab untuk synthesize ketosan. So it's safe. Okay, that is objective to formulate 3D porous scaffold ini for the security template, and to treat the scaffold itu menggunakan dihydrothermal treatment to improve the mechanical properties lah. So this is I share a bit with you how I developed this 3D porous scaffold using theory, the chemistry theory. So first of all, dissolve the ketosan and collagen glycerin. Of course, as I said, ketosan not dissolved in water, so we need to dissolve in acetic acid. And collagen can be dissolved in water. This is I use a hydrolyzed collagen. It's common. Native collagen cannot dissolve in water, but hydrolyzed collagen can be dissolved in water. Glycerin really dissolve. We mix all this. Of course, in the acidic condition, that's why we need to neutralize a little bit to pH 6. We use pH meter to measure the pH, and then when we use collagen, it will develop a lot of bubbles. So we remove the bubbles by using vacuum pump, and then we cast it, and then we frozen it. So this actually I developed the porous scaffold using fish dryer. Fish dryer. That's why it's fish dryer here. So before I dry it in the fish dryer to become a porous scaffold, I need to frozen it. Why I need to frozen it? To make this the water molecule, water component to frozen in the solid state. Tadi ibu cakap kan, ibu apa? Gus Pati cakap fasa-fasa in water. So in this case, water is in liquid form, transform into the solid form, because it's frozen. And then we want to remove the water in the solid form itu immediately, without changing the water phase to from solid into liquid. Now we want to convert or to remove the water from solid to gas. Okay, its normal path is solid, liquid, gas kan. So now from the solid, frozen, to the gas. So we call it lyophilization. Okay, the process. So the frozen part of water will be removed by fish dryer, and then the water part will be removed. Then it form a pores. That's why kita akan dapat porous structure, because tempat air itu ice crystal tu telah di-removekan, dan kita akan dapat porous structure. And then as I said, we need to strengthen the structure tu menggunakan thermal treatment. So the 3D scaffold will be treated at different temperature at different time to cross-link between the collagen, ketosan, and glycerin. So I move it quickly. Then I do the analysis using FTIR, FECM to see. Now even though we cannot see the atom or molecule, we can see the structure. Mawjud lah, yang apa yang kita nampak lah di dalam. A few, for example, this equipment analysis, we call it FECM, Field Emission Scanning Electron Microscope. Dan kita akan lihat structure dia secara fizikal lah, bukannya secara atomic level. Kita tak nampak lah carbon, hydrogen, tapi kita nampak ialah structure dia. And FTIR, of course, we check the functional groups that appear during the cross-link density. This is to prove that there was a cross-link between collagen and ketosan. Okay. Of course, we need to check the strength of the material using mechanical testing, universal testing machine, to measure the strength of the scaffold itu. So I share with you a little bit this about my structure. So ini yang kita dapat daripada after freeze dry itu, kita akan we produce a porous structure. So ini actually is bekas ice crystal lah. That's why kita akan nampak pores kan. So the one that the solid layer and solid structure kita nampak ni, itu adalah ketosan collagen glycerin structure. yang dah cross-link, dah cross-link lah. Okay. So even we hit at apa yang dibuat sini adalah I try to treat the scaffold ini at different temperature to see whether there is an effect on the structure or not. So up to 120 kan, so the structure still okay lah, but collapse a little bit lah. After 122 hours, they collapse a little bit. So from this experiment, I know which temperature is suitable to be used in my materials. Of course, we need to check the pore size. Different temperature will give a different pore size because of the structure at high temperature is collapsed a little bit. So we see the pore size is still within the permissible ataupun within the requirement of the tissue engineering application. So the requirement is around 50 to 100 to 200. Okay, so within the requirement, so I can use any temperature for the treatment. So when we look back, look carefully, the reaction can be happen. So this is we propose this reaction based on the result that we have. So actually in the common solution, so the interaction between ketosan, glycerin, and collagen is through the hydrogen bonding, because there are many OH group and H group there. So you can see easily the hydrogen bonding between glycerin, collagen, and ketosan. So but after we do heat treatment, the bonding, the hydrogen bonding become a collagen bonding, covalent bonding. So you can see the amide ester group and amide group form through this reaction, COOC, also this NH group there. Okay, so we monitor using equipment, we call it FTIR, phototransform infrared spectroscopy. You can see the appearance of amide peak, also ester group, to show that there were a cross-link between this polymer, to prove that. And of course, we calculate density based on amide band. You can see the density, cross-link density increasing as we increase the time. Also, two types of cross-link monitoring I use. One is amide band, one is using TNBS assay. So you see here the different temperature kan, the punya cross-link akan meningkat. Okay, when we expose to longer time in the oven. And the tensile strength is increasing when we expose to in the oven because of the cross-link tadi. Cross-link tadi membuatkan make this film become stronger. And also degradation temperature. This is without cross-link. This is after cross-link. It's reducing. It's good because we need the material stay in the wound bed itu after some time lah before it degrade. So this is we achieve the target. And the self profilation, whether we want to see whether the cell grow in the good condition or actively in the scaffold. So we do cell profilation. We can see that by the time we culture the cell, our fibroblast cell and keratinocyte cell. This both cell is present in our skin. So we culture the cell on top of our scaffold. After 1 day, see the increasing of the reading means that the cell grow. After 4 days, it's growing up. So means that the scaffold is not toxic. So the cell like that scaffold is grow very good. So we use a visual observation. We use scanning electron microscope to check or to study how the cell look like. How the cell look like on the top of the scaffold. So kita nampak lah dia grow quite good in the scaffold. This is a fibroblast. This is keratinocyte. And this I use this one to check how the cell grow inside the scaffold, kan? Because we know that the scaffold is the porous structure. So from this diagram, this picture, we can say that the red color itu is a tissue. In this case, I use a fibroblast tissue cell. It's grow within the scaffold, within the porous structure. Two conclusions we can make here. So the cell grow very good, and another conclusion is the cell can grow across the structure. So means that the pores itu interconnected. Itu kita nak. The interconnected, the cell will grow easily here and there lah, inside the pores tu. So this is cytosis study. We use a confocal microscope to see the cell, how the cell look like. We can see the green color is the fibroblast cell. The red color itu yang sel yang dah mati. So you can see at this point, this is 120. When I expose the scaffold at high temperature, it seems that the scaffold become more toxic lah, more toxic. And then you can see here the red color tu, maksud sel dah mati, dead cell. So they represent the dead cell tu. So the green color is a live cell. Okay. So even that when we study the amount of percent of this live cell tu is above 80%, means that actually still good. So the scaffold that we develop is good for the cell to grow. So as conclusion, only one conclusion. First, we successfully developed this scaffold for wound dressing, and we successfully do a treatment to improve their mechanical properties, and we successfully produce a scaffold that biocompatible, that we think that is suitable for tissue engineering or skin region template ataupun wound dressing lah. So even that so many research we have still so far, currently we are doing a preclinical. We want to apply this scaffold to the animals. Okay, genetic lah kita guna genetic to see whether the scaffold will grow good in the animals before we go to clinical so the actual human itu clinical ni you call it animal, we call it a preclinical study. Okay, I think that's all my sharing. Thank you very much, Isa.
Okay, Prof. It's very meaningful sharing. So I like your statement that this wound dressing chitosan is not alien, is everywhere. So everyone already know about the wound dressing. It actually help to cover the big hole of wound and help to cure the skin and avoid to use any extra skin of ourselves. So basically, the thing that you want to share to all of us is the utilization of the chitin, or we can say the chitosan, as the material to make the wound dressing, right, Prof?
Yes.
Okay, so my question is, what is biomaterial and why it is so important in our daily life?
In short, biomaterial is something that we use for medical application. Material that we use for medical application, something that we use to replace the human organ. Okay, and then of course this is important because we don't have spare part. Because that's why the scientists or engineer, chemists, they try to develop something that prolong the life of the human lah, without using because it's difficult to get this donor for organ. So for small thing we use synthetic materials to replace original or actual organ or tissue from other person.
Okay, Prof. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So then, this is very, very important and very useful to everyone, especially for recovering the wound and etc. So, as a chemist, how do you apply your knowledge in research? Maybe you have the other side of research.
Actually, as a chemist, as a researcher, actually, we need to open our eyes, okay, to look around you. Actually, I put like this. I mean, we try to contribute to the society in whatever ways we can. We know that there are. If we are very depending on the negara maju lah, okay, like US, UK, everything, all the research, all the product is from their countries. Actually, we have so many things in our country. Is materials, raw materials. So why don't we develop our own product instead of too much depending on the material from outside lah. Kita ni lebih kepada pengguna lah. We don't want to use our brain or we, I don't know what we can say. Kita ni macam terlalu, we not confident ourselves. We are also good like them. But kita tak buat, kan? So use our knowledge. Use our knowledge. Even a small thing. That's why most of my research actually I will thinking how to commercialize it. How to, it's not matter of commercialize actually. How to contribute to the society lah. Jadi we use our knowledge to transform something that waste ataupun apa saja yang we have a lot of resources. Kita ada banyak pokok yang banyak ubat, macam-macam ubat ada. In fact, outside people come to our country kan. Even Malaysia, Indonesia samalah. Kita serumpun So banyak pokok-pokok di sini pun ada di Indonesia juga. Yang banyak we have macam khazanah dah. We have a group of researcher that study on this extraction. They extract all the medical compound in the plant kan. We use that plant, we use that extract for many things. For example, one of our researcher dia extract kulit manggis kan. Kulit manggis untuk repair skin. Okay. Maksudnya kulit manggis itu digunakan untuk repair skin. Maksudnya apa? Maksudnya kulit manggis itu ada active ingredient that can be used on the skin, on the cosmetic lah. And then the cosmetic tu dia boleh turn kulit kita yang agak kusam, agak gelap kepada putih, kan? Glowing lah, glowing. So that kind of research lah kita nak. So we use our knowledge, our skill to convert this material, raw materials to the useful materials. So of course we cannot work in silo. We cannot work alone. For myself, I collaborate with many researchers. my team, I have medical doctor, I have technologists, I have engineer, I have biologists to help me to develop something that beneficial like a wound dressing kan. Saya ada doktor saya with me. I have biotechnologist, I have engineer, I have apa lagi banyak lagi different expertise. So we need to work together lah. So this is just to open your minda lah. Actually, even most of us here, most of students here will be a teacher, but you need to convey to your student kan. So we have to inculcate lah in the mind of the student ni to be innovator lah. Innovator maksudnya kita akan student tu akan kita akan grow dia sebagai engineer, sebagai scientist, sebagai doktor and everything kan, macam-macam lah. Jadi kita kena inculcate ni yang idea to use our local resources, ataupun dengan mudahnya kita masukkan roh STEM tu science, technology, engineering, matematik itu dalam diri dia kan, supaya dia can be a creative lah. So kita gunakan kita punya knowledge, scientific skill tu untuk generate wealth, kekayaan, menggunakan kita punya knowledge. Jangan buat secara membuta tuli. Banyak kita lihat kosmetik di luar sana. Kita lihat, kita pun tak tahu bila masa dia buat research kan, dia come out with kosmetik, macam-macam kosmetik keluar, semuanya imported. Without knowledge, dia tak tahu dalam tu ada macam-macam berbahaya dan dia expose to the society kan, jadi membahayakan society lah. Dengan that's why kita ada banyak jabatan yang control that item kan, whether bahan tersebut berbahaya ataupun tidak kan. So we need knowledge. So to be entrepreneur, tak kisah dalam kosmetik apa-apa saja. So we need knowledge of course we need to read. There are a lot of even now banyak sangat info dalam internet dan sebagainya. Of course we need to check whether info tu sahih ataupun tidak lah dulu kan. Okay, and then sharing idea, sharing knowledge is very important. Okay, tak jawab sangat tapi lebih-lebih macam tu lah. Bisa?
Okay, thank you,
tak
Prof.
soalan
So, yes. So basically, as a researcher or as a chemist, the first thing is, if we want to do a research, we need to think that what I can contribute to the community or contribute to the people around us. So that is a very, very important thing. Okay. So, Prof, let me call the volunteer of the audience. Maybe they have something to share with us. So is there any volunteer from audience?
Yes.
Who is that?
Shaza.
Oh yeah, Shaza. Oh, okay. Okay, Shaza, can you please introduce yourself a little bit to all of us?
Okay, my name is Shaza, and I'm from 1848, Science Mathematics degree. Yeah.
Yes, Shaza.
Yes. What's the question about just now?
Did already start your FYP? Final year project?
I did start my FYP. It's still in chapter 3, so in progress to chapter 4 now.
Okay, so good. So can you share to all of us what is the thing, how you can get the idea of your research, and who actually, and what is inspired you to make that kind of research?
Okay, first of all, I got the idea of the FYP. Okay, my title is Filling the Missing Data of Air Pollution that are Nitrogen Dioxide and carbon monoxide in metropolitan by using basic statistic method. Okay, first of all, I did discuss with my supervisor about this, and at first I thought that my idea first is to how the teachers manage to work from home, to see that is it effective or not. But at the same moment, my supervisor also said to me that she suggested the title that I said just now, that is to impute the missing data of air pollution. Okay, so after that, at first I thought that the idea was really hard to catch up, and I will not understand about it. But after I read the literature reviews and about anything relates to my title, and it stops me by saying that this title is pretty amazing, and where from I didn't even know about it, becoming I will know about it. So thanks to my supervisor, and it's for me, I will appreciate the knowledge that she gave me. And also about the second question, that is who or what is the thing that inspires me to make the FYP, is for sure I already gave you the answer. Just now, that is my own supervisor, that is Professor Dr. Nazila. And what are the things that inspires me to get this title is the title itself. It says about the statistic, right? So basically, I don't even know the use of statistic in real life, and how does it relate to the time series about using the basic statistic and all of that. So from this title itself and from the research itself, it helps me to know how to analyze the complete data set, that they need to use the imputation technique to fill those missing data. So if there are any missing data, so I need to use those basic statistic formula to fill in the missing data. So like that. So I have to conclude that statistic and this missing data based on the literature review did inspire me to continue my research next step towards my FYP. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shaza. So, Prof, is there any kind of advice to a few students that already start the FYP, maybe reach the chapter 3? So, what advice that you can give to all of them?
Okay, terima kasih, Isa. Actually, yes, as your friend just now said that it's very important we know what we are going to do, no? Plan properly with your supervisor, and then actually for me, to do FYP project is not try to avoid repetition. Try to select a title that not have been done before. Try to improve even that because I have found that the student don't read much paper or research, previous research on that area. That's why they cannot put a good problem statement. So very important when you do research, even same title, same topic, you try to improve what we have done before. Jangan buat balik apa dia buat, kan? So you try to improve what we have done before. That's why you have. So that's how you contribute to the science too, to the knowledge of the research itu. Kalau you ulang balik ataupun you you guna balik apa orang dah buat tapi you guna untuk benda lain, so tak contribute sangatlah. Jadi cuma dia ubah topik saja, ubah okey dia gunakan apa dia, untuk chapter 1 you ubah untuk chapter 2, guna benda yang sama, kan? So it's not that really tak useful sangatlah for you, also for the advancement of the area lah. So that's very important lah. So that should be at the beginning lah, kan? Itu now chapter 3 dah nak habis dah, dah way dah, kan? Jadi collecting the data, kan? So at the beginning tu kena betul. Of course, with the current situation, the pandemic, kan, kita try to limit lah our scope itu. Many using this is so sad lah because of the pandemic. Student cannot collect the real data from the student from school, kan. So most of the data tu daripada kawan-kawan awak sendiri kan di UPSI. So that kind of ni, I mean the data is not that accurate lah, sebab
Yes.
kita gunakan data daripada kawan kita pun dah pening dah, banyak sangat, semua dia dapat soalan ni kat 20-30 soalan semua dia tengeh je lah. Sorry to say. I mean there's a drawback lah of the current situation lah, because we cannot get actual data from student. Of course, this is ex-student kan, they learn already what you have put in the question, dia dah tahu dah.
Yes.
Jadi you cannot get actual. So that's why I tengok the reliability or semua bagus lah kan. Semua skor tinggi-tinggi lah kan. Jadi I tak tahu whether the data is reliable or not. Tapi tak apa, don't worry about that. We know the situation. We only try to continue lah what we have done kan. Takkan dengan ada pandemic dan kita stop the research. So at least lah you learn how to do research lah. Mungkin data tu you tak dapat the actual data, tapi you learn how to discuss the outcome from the questionnaire tu kan. Research to how to write especially in writing or discussion of the result ni, the important is to relate your result to the previous study lah. Very important to relate your result with previous study because it's cross check, cross reference saya panggil. So that will give you extra mark lah kalau pemeriksa nak check. You relate with somebody else result kan. So jangan you saja cakap itu ini, you suggest itu ini, tetapi you tak relate langsung dengan dapatan kajian yang lepas kan. So you get less mark on that. So it's very important whether your result is agree with or not with the previous study, or your result have a different, and why different, you have to explain why it's different, or whether your result tak meet yang previous study kan. So explain kenapa. This is very important. And again, as I said, read lah. Maksudnya we have no choice. Supervisor pun tak akan bagi semua info kan. So you know better than him or her. You know better than supervisor because you did that research. You study, you read, you do a literature review. Of course, we have more knowledge, more expertise, more new fresh knowledge. So you need to read lah. Jangan list saja reference tapi tak baca. So that's why your discussion tu hambar lah. So it's not excellent lah. You need to compare. You need to compare your study, your result. Okay, itu saja.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so the conclusion is we need to understand the concept first, and then make more reading, so we can compare.
They should have something that we improve the knowledge tu. Jangan kita buat research dan kita tak tambah apa-apa knowledge. Itu penting. Not only for us lah, for the society lah. Maksudnya kalau kata kita buat di sekolah, macam mana kita nak improve the teknik ke kan, macam tu.
Important thing, we need to improvise to make yes.
Tak dengar suara. Frozen lah. Sorry, saya miss link lah. Apa benda sebelum ni tak tahu. Tak dengar.
Okay. Okay.
Hilang terus.
Okay, can you hear my voice?
Yeah, okay, clear now.
Okay, so I asking for the next volunteer. Is there any volunteer from audience? Maybe.
So Septian Budiman, yes.
Yes, doctor. Hello, doctor. I'm September from UNP. I want to ask question for you. What are the application of the ketone in the industrial?
What are the application of the industry?
Yes, right.
Oh, so many. I show you just now. In the cosmetic, in the okay, I think show you again. uh, I think I show just now. Yeah, this one, eh? So just now, Buri, show very quick, eh? So many, in a biomedical application, in agriculture, in a cosmetic, even ketosan digunakan untuk itu pil langsing, reduce weight, okay. Food industry, food preservative, emulsifying agent, animal feed additive, textile, photography. So many application. You can read in the literature journals, so many application of the, even if you like let's say agriculture, there are so many reference on the agriculture, how they use this ketone in agriculture. So sometimes they use for soil treatment, fertilizer, booster dan sebagainya lah. Banyak ketone ni digunakan. So myself, I concentrate more in the biomedical application. Yeah, artificial skin. You see, one of the application is artificial skin. Yeah. Boleh menjawab soalan tak? Ni, September, you want more explanation?
So that you mean the special about for the biochemistry, right? In ketone.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And thank you, doctor.
Yeah. So,
Okay, thank you, Septian,
it
for the
depends on the source.
question.
It depends on the source of the ketone itulah. Kalau if I add a little bit more, ketone for biomedical is different grade. Different grade from the one that we use in the food or cosmetic. So biomedical ketone is the highest grade. We call it medical grade ketone. They have many treatment on the ketone to be very high grade, very high purities for biomedical grade. That's why ketone used in the biomedical application is very expensive. Very expensive.
Okay, thank you, Septian, for the answer. I hope it will answer the question lah. So I'm asking for the next volunteer, maybe last volunteer from UPSI.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, Afika.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, first of all, good morning to both panel lecturers and dear participants. So actually, I just want to share about my final year project because of I'm so attracted with Prof. phrase just now, contribute to the society, because I believe the phrase from contribute to society since I was in high school. I really believe in contribute to society in whatever we do. Okay, so I will not say I aspired to choose this as my final project, but this is one of the main reason why I choose game-based learning as my project final year project theme. Okay, so actually I have done my practical last year. I choose to go to boarding school, and I realized that they were playing board games, playing cards during their leisure time. Like they really play board games like that sold from the store, from like Billionaire, and those kind of thing lah, and play cards. Then I thought if they can use their leisure time whilst playing and learning as well, or revision. So I thought maybe I can produce some educational games for them to kill the time. Okay, so after thinking for so long and considering, I choose to create an educational game. I gave the name of my project is Camelo. Okay, this is because of related to my topics, and it also something I feel that close to myself, and because I think learning should be fun, and yes, one of my way to contribute to the society or my student is like helping them to improve themselves while they can have fun. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Fika.
So yeah, okay. So Professor, contribute to the community or people around us is very, very important. It might be the meaningful research, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so before we end our slot today, I want to share to all of you. Maybe this will be the starter pack to all of the students that not start your FYP yet. So this is the video about the little young student that already make utilization using the seafood. Okay, let's watch the video.
Baik, selepas kejayaannya merangkul 3 pingat emas dalam pertandingan inovasi dan reka cipta di Toronto, Kanada, pertengahan bulan lalu, Mariam Muzammir sekali lagi mendapat pengiktirafan antarabangsa. Kejayaan Mariam, 11 tahun, diketengahkan dalam satu rancangan The Late Show with James Corden.
Mariam Muzammir, she's an 11-year-old girl in Malaysia. She found a use for a common food waste, seafood shells, and she makes those shells into a new, sustainable, healthy livestock feed. She's 11 years old.
James Corden menyebut mengenai kejayaan Mariam dalam satu slot rancangannya. Beliau bangga pada usia 11 tahun, Mariam berjaya mencipta sesuatu inovasi yang baik untuk produk kitar semula. Mariam mendapat 3 pingat emas dalam pertandingan inovasi rekaan antarabangsa ke-6 ICANN 2021 di Toronto. Mariam, seorang murid dari Sekolah Kebangsaan Perempuan Methodist Kuantan, mencipta inovasi makanan haiwan yang diperbuat daripada kulit udang dan siput sedut. Inovasi itu dinamakan beliau YAM 2.0 dalam pertandingan ICANN tahun ini. ICANN 2021 adalah pertandingan inovasi dan reka cipta terbesar di benua Amerika Utara yang diadakan secara dalam talian pada 28 Ogos lalu berikutan faktor pandemik COVID-19. Bapa Mariam, Profesor Madya Teknologis Dr. Muzammir Hassan, tidak menyangka Mariam menjadi pemenang dalam pertandingan itu. Menurutnya, kegigihan Mariam selama ini menghasilkan inovasi dan reka cipta berbaloi apabila mendapat pengiktirafan bukan sahaja dalam negara tetapi di peringkat antarabangsa. Bercerita lanjut mengenai anak sulung daripada dua beradik itu, Muzammir berkata idea itu timbul ketika mereka sekeluarga mengunjungi sebuah restoran makanan laut di Kuantan.
Okay, the video will be
sama material dengan saya punya. Bagus.
Yeah. So that will be the idea to all of the future researcher to make something, utilize something as your research. So that video is actually will be the indicator, the end of our talk show. So I would like to say thank you to Dr. Gus Pakni, Bu Pakni. Thank you to Professor Technologist Dr. Ismail Zainul. The audience, Aziz, Shaza, Afika for the response, and the rest of the audience in Google Meet, also in FB Live, for staying with us. So I would like to say thank you to all of us. So I will pass the stage to our MC. Thank you.
Terima kasih, Isa.
Terima kasih, Prof.
Thank you very much, Isa. Thank you very
Ya,
much,
Bu.
Professor Ismail.
Thank you, Bu.
You're welcome.
Bila kapan anda datang Malaysia?
InsyaAllah. Saya juga punya keluarga di Malaysia, Prof.
Oh,
Tapi sepertinya di Negeri Sembilan tinggalnya. Oh.
Okay.
Thank you to our moderator, Muhammad Isa, and also the guest panelists for the amazing and beneficial sharing. I hope all of us will learn something and apply in our future. The event will now continue with a photography session that is handled by the Media and Publicity Committee.
Okay, thank you to the MC. For the photography session, I would like to ask all of us to open our camera. I will give all of you some time. Please, whoever who can open their camera, please open the camera. We will wait for another 10 seconds. Okay. I will count now. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Profesor, bila datang ke UNP Padang?
InsyaAllah nanti datang saya cari ibu.
Ya, kami tunggu ya, Profesor ya.
Ya, Prof. Tunggu, Prof.
Thank you.
Thank you for your cooperation. The photography session marks the end of our program for today. All participants are reminded to fill out the attendance form provided. Thank you for staying with us until the end of the talk show. Thank you for participating in today's talk show. However, we are not at the end yet. We hope to see you again on 23rd and 30 October. Don't forget to save the date and see you next time. With that, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ibu, nanti kontak lah. Bagi kontak kat.
Iya, Bapak. Senang berjumpa dengan Bapak online.
InsyaAllah, jumpa lagi.
Dengan mahasiswa semuanya juga.
Ya,
Terima
ya.
kasih banyak atas sharing ilmunya.
Terima kasih, Pak.
Terima kasih, Bu.
Di lain waktu, Profesor Isa dan
Okay.
teman-teman yang lainnya, Septian juga. Saya izin live ya.
Ya,
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Ibu, Pak Hanif.
wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Kanan juga dengan kawasan yang lain. Terima kasih kerana menjemput. Okay, boleh live
Terima kasih, Prof. Okey, boleh, Prof. Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih semua pengurusi. Tak bernama tak ingat dah.
Aila.
kepada seluruh warga UPSI untuk memastikan kita mencapai bintang. Kita kena bersatu, kita kena bersama untuk memastikan kita semua cemerlang bersama.
Saling menghargai, saling berbudi, sanjung tinggi tradisi.